Hey, thanks for joining me for another tutorial. This tutorial is partly Adobe Illustrator because it's the program we're going to be using, and partly how to find that perfect gray for a nice neutral color for your identity design palette. So I just have this blue here. There's nothing special about it. Just kind of a random selection on there, and put this into a square to view in Adobe Illustrator. So that'll be the first thing we'll do. The next thing we want to do is we will I can hold down the Alt button, and then by clicking and dragging this square, it'll make a copy of it. And I'll scale it down to where it's about like so. It doesn't really matter where you put it, just so long as it's kind of out of the way a little bit. And then one more time I'll hold down the Alt button and then click and drag, or you can use Control C and Control V if you want. And then I'm going to space this square out so that it's about that far apart, so there's a little bit of space there. And I have my original color here for right now, and then I also need to make this color over here be gray. So if I select this square, and if I have my Swatches panel open, if it's not there, just go up to Window, down to Swatches, then it'll open it up. And with that object selected, I can mouse over these little grays, and there's one where the CMY is all 0 but the K is 30. That is the one that we want to use for this. So I'll click on there. I have the stroke turned off for that. I don't really want the stroke on any of that, so just the fill. Just the fill color is gray. Alright, then the other thing I need to do is I need to find 10% of this color. So the way I could do that, I'll select that square, and if I go over here to my Swatches panel and I click where it says New Swatch, click that plus, and this thing comes up. I do want it to be global, and I'll click OK. And over here in my swatches I have that blue right there. Alright, so with that blue selected, then I can go up to Window and I can go to Color, and here we have this little slider here, and I want that to be 10%, so I'll just switch that 100% to 10 and press enter, and now we have this light color here. So to find the perfect gray for this, we can one more time go up to our objects up here, and if I select these and then I go to Object and I go to Blend and Blend Options, there's the smooth color on there, and if I select, and if I go up here to Object and Blend Options, I can go to Specified Steps, and the number I want to select here is 1. And click OK. Then if I select these two cubes, my selector tool there, and then use my blend tool and click on each of those two colors, then we have that perfect gray on there. So you can kind of compare it, by putting these here. You can see how this one is more of a natural fit to this blue than just by choosing any of these pre-selected grays there. When you're done with those, you can always select them, go up to Object and Expand, and then OK. and then you can right click and ungroup them, and then you can do with those what you want. But that's a good way to kind of find a nice gray that you can use that goes along with your color palette for your identity design.